in order to do this experiment, we need a drawing board, and then we need to fix A4 sheet on it, as I have done with the help of thumb pins. Then we take a glass slab and place it at the center of the A4 sheet. And then we trace the boundary of this glass slab. After tracing, we will complete the corners of the glass slab by using a scale. So see, I've done it. So that completes the corner of my glass slab. Now let me name this glass slab as A, B, C and D. Now in a glass slab, as you know, there are two interfaces, AB and CD. So we are going to draw normal to the first interface AB. Remember, when you draw the normal, you have to draw it within the first half of the interface. Now why within first half of the interface? That is so that the emergent ray doesn't go out of the glass slab. So I'll use my scale to draw the normal on the first interface, that is AB. Say this is my first normal. I name it as N dash. Now I need to draw the incident ray. Now in order to draw the incident ray, I'll take angle as 35 degree. You may take angle anywhere between 30 to 50 degree. So say I'm choosing the angle to be 35 degree. So I'll use the protractor and I'll mark the dot at 35 degree. Now after marking the dot, I'll join that dot with the point on the first interface where I have drawn the normal. That becomes my point of incidence. So this is my incident ray. And since I have taken angle I to be 35 degree, so I label angle I is equal to 35 degree. Next, I'll take the two awl pins and I'll put them on the incident ray at a distance of about 3 to 4 centimeters from each other. So say I'm putting the two pins like this on the incident ray. After putting the two pins, I'll place the glass slab on the boundary that I had traced. Now I'll take two more pins. I need to put those two pins for the emergent ray on this side. So I will look through the interface CD. Now when I look through the interface CD, my eye should be somewhere here, right? So when I look through the interface CD, I'll put the two pins in line with the first two. Now when I look through the interface CD, I'll see the image of the first two pins. And I need to look at the feet of the pins and put the third pin in line with the first two. I put the third one. Now going for the fourth one, I'll put the fourth one in line with the first three. So that is all my 4 pins are in line with each other. Now after doing this much, now I'll remove the pin. I'll remove this fourth pin that I had put and I'll encircle that point. Similarly, I'll remove the third pin and I'll encircle that point in order to know where I had put the pin. I'll remove the glass slab, then remove the third pin, encircle that point, remove the fourth pin, encircle that point as well. Now I'll join these 2 points. When I join these 2 points, this is going to give me the emergent ray. So when I join the 2 points, I get the emergent ray. Now at this point, I'll draw another normal on the second interface. So this is my second normal. Let me name it as N1 and N1 dash. Next, I'll join these 2 points so as to get the refracted ray. So I'll join these 2 and this gives me the refracted ray. So don't forget to mark the arrows also. Now this angle that the refracted ray makes with the normal is called as angle of refraction. And the angle that the emergent ray makes with the normal is called as angle of emergence. Now, as per the experiment, I need to measure both the angles, that is angle of refraction and angle of emergence. So for that, I will use the protractor. I'll place the protractor on the normal. When I place it on the normal, I get the angle of refraction to be about 22 degrees. So since it is 22 degrees, so I'll label it here as it is equal to 22 degree. As you know that the ray is going from rarer to denser medium, all right? So the angle of refraction will be less than the angle of incident. Similarly, when I measure the angle of emergence, all right, now I'll place it again on the normal. I get my angle of emergence to be 34 degrees, all right? So my angle of emergence is coming out to be 34 degrees, right? Whereas theoretically, if we take up angle of incidence and angle of emergence, both should be exactly equal. But when we perform, there can be error, and error of 1 or 2 degree is acceptable, all right? So since as per the experiment, we were to measure all the angles, so I'll write the observation here. Angle I is equal to 35 degree, angle R is equal to 22 degree, and angle E is equal to 34 degree, right? Now, as we see in the diagram, this emergent ray is not in line with the incident ray. Rather, it is slightly displaced. Now, in order to know how much is it displaced from the original path of the incident ray, we extend the incident ray. Now, when we extend this incident ray, we do it by a dotted line. Okay, and this perpendicular distance between the extended incident ray and the emergent ray gives me lateral displacement. All right, so this completes my experiment to show refraction through a glass slab for a particular angle of incidence.